even though on a material level we experience it as suffering. Just like sometimes as a teacher, students would come to me and say, I really want to get through the book faster, or I really want to graduate early. And most of them didn't mean it. And the way you knew they didn't mean it is you put them on an accelerated program, and they just say, whoa, I don't want to do this. Okay, they call it the regular pace. But some people would really take it up. Now, an accelerated program means you've got to be really focused, right? You've got to do extra work. But I had some students who they were willing to do that. And was I giving them more suffering? Well, yeah, I was putting them in the condition of more suffering. They had to spend more hours a day on their work. They had to absorb things at a faster rate. They had to be more focused. They couldn't spend as much time just, goofing around and playing games or whatever they wanted to do. But why? I was reciprocating with their desire to advance. And Prabhupada makes the point here, if a devotee is strongly situated. So the more strongly that we're situated, the more strongly we're desiring, the more Krishna will accelerate. And that so-called suffering is really his means of bringing us to a position of unlimited joy faster. And in the least painful way possible. So that is how the devotee views life. And if one views life like that, and when these impediments come up, if we never knowingly deviate, we never use our impediments as an excuse to deviate. Oh, it's too hard. It's too hard. We can't do it. No, okay, it's become harder. Why has it become harder? What does Krishna want me to learn? How is Krishna, seemingly by making it harder, how is he actually trying to accelerate me? What can I learn? So that this so-called impediment becomes a mean for my acceleration of Krishna consciousness. So thank you very much. Any questions, comments, objections, corrections, chastisements, additions, subtractions? Yes?
If we find ourselves in situations of suffering due to our own bad choices, even though we've had good opportunities and we still make bad choices, can we still see that as Krishna's mercy? Like saying, do you know what I mean? Because sometimes, you make bad choices, you're in a bad situation.
Well, okay. Two of these examples here. Indrajuna didn't seem to make a bad choice. He was in trance. But Chitraketu and Bharat specifically definitely made a bad choice, according to Prabhupada's purport. He felt some attachment to the deer. He forgot to read second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. The fall down sequence, right? From contemplation comes attachment, comes lust. He forgot about that. So he was contemplating. He didn't cut it off at the contemplation stage. He didn't take shelter of his guru. He didn't go to his guru and say, hey, I'm starting to feel some attachment to a deer. What do I do? He thought, I'm just going to handle it myself. So it was entirely his fault. But he still took his birth as a deer. Tatain Kampa means the devotee sees, yes, this is a reaction for my own behavior. Everything's happening is ultimately our fault here, because otherwise we wouldn't be here at all. So yeah, this is the way that this is happening. This is, I can use this as a means to learn and to advance more quickly. Don't bother lamenting. I mean, some remorse if we've hurt somebody else, if we've hurt our guru, that's a useful thing. But not that we sit around getting depressed, you don't have to take Prozac or something. That's more ignorance. Oh, I'm so fallen. No, I didn't do that. Oh, my fault. Oh, I hadn't done it. That's not really very useful. Krishna's not very happy with it. Are you very happy with it? If somebody offends you, for example, are you happy if they do that? Is that what you want them to do? Oh, I'm so sorry. Cool, right? It's okay. Right? That's kind of awkward. So, some remorse, Prabhupada says, the devotee's sinful activities are burnt up in the fire of repentance. So if we do something wrong, we should feel repentant. We should feel remorseful, but that should spur us to action. And should spur us to change. And to further advancement. And you always have to start from here. You can't go back. It didn't work. No. And lamenting doesn't help either. You know, if you just say, oh, if only I hadn't done this, then I'd be in a better position. Oh well, so too bad. Start from now. Chitriketu is not lamenting, oh, if only I didn't have this demon body. Oh, okay, I got the demon body. I start from now. Back with your body. Whatever it may be. A Western body, or Indian body, or female body, male body, or sick body, or healthy body, or this body, wherever I am, use it. Yeah, we're all in our circumstances because of our own action. Join the club. Oh, what circumstances are we in that's not due to our own nonsense?